Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. More importantly, we teach women how men think. I'm your professor. This is my classroom. Class is in session. This is where we teach the tenets of Leykis 101. If you are new to this classroom, please pay attention. Leykis 101 students, first of all, know that the primary reason for going on a date, if not the only reason, is to get laid. It's not to see a new chick flick. It's not to get to know your political opinions, all your little political opinions, ladies. It is not to see how smart you are or hear about your cat Fluffy. We really don't care. In fact, we don't hear a word you say until we've seen you naked. And until we do see you naked, the only thing we're thinking about while you're blabbing is what you might look like naked. Women are in denial about why we go out on a date. Does that make me an a-hole or a jerk? Good. Because I wear that as a badge. I wear it proudly. You bet I'm an a-hole. You bet. No doubt about it. I've been called a jerk or an a-hole many times. I'm proud. Leykis 101 students, do not spend more than $40 on a date. Zero is optimum. The more you spend, the less likely it is you will get laid. Contrary to your intuitive beliefs, the more you spend, the less sex you're likely to get. Remember also, spending a lot at the beginning sets the bar high. If you spend $300 on lobster and champagne in the beginning, women expect that to be the norm. Do you remember that old song called You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore? That song would never have been written if you waited 10 years to give her flowers. The whole point of the song was, oh, you used to be so much more romantic. You used to give me flowers. Like, you used to give me lobster and champagne, you know. Why do you start off giving her stuff like that? Leykis 101 students know all kinds of ways to avoid spending money on you. For example, we know to ask you, what time are you having dinner tonight? And you'll tell us. 7, 7:30. Great. So you'll be done by about 9. Why don't we hook up about 9:30 for a drink? She doesn't even know you've just hijacked her. That she's going to buy her own dinner, or she's going to get Poindexter from the IT department to buy her dinner. And then ultimately you just buy her some drinks and then get all the advantages. All right? Leykis 101 students don't date single mothers. They already made one mistake and some poor slob is paying for it. You don't want to be the next. You also don't want to take on some other guy's problem. Because believe me, even though women say, I'm not looking for a daddy for my kids, believe me, at some point, they're going to take you to, let's take my favorite example, Disneyland. What is it, $52 a day per person to go to Disneyland? And suddenly there's 3 of you, 4 of you, 5 of you, and then you get to Disneyland because you give in and you say, sure, let's do something with the kids. And you get there, and she's looking at you to whip out the old plastic and pay for that. And to pay for the trips to McDonald's and Burger King and Happy Meals and what have you. You're going to end up getting drafted into the parenting corps. No doubt about it. Wait till she asks you to babysit the little crumb crunches while she goes on a job interview or goes out with her girlfriends. Wait till that happens. And it will happen. What do you need that for? Skip the single mothers. Just skip them. Skip them. By the way, I might tell you also that if you start dating a single mother, she won't even have time for you anyway. Some nights she won't be able to get a babysitter. Some nights she'll be worn out. Some nights she'll have to go to dance recitals or soccer games. And she'll be too busy for you. You'll be something she'll try to squeeze into her downtime. You definitely don't want to get into a relationship with a single mother. Period. You just don't want to do it. Leykis 101 students do not accept the idea of a woman answering a cell phone in the middle of a date. If we see a woman answering the cell phone in the middle of a date, we get up politely, excuse ourselves from the table, and we leave her there. We just get our car from the valet and drive home. Let her find her own way home. Let the guy who called her on the cell phone during dinner pay for her dinner and drive her home. Because I guarantee you the guy calling on the cell phone is either the babysitter or the guy she's going to get nailed by later after you've paid for the meal. When I pay for dinner, I'm paying for your undivided, exclusive attention. I don't want anybody else calling and horning in on it. You turn the phone off. Off. Leykis 101 students do not, ever, after an evening of boozing, take a chick out to eat somewhere at 1 in the morning, 1:30, bars are closing, 2 o'clock, wherever you are. Would the chick say, "Oh, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry"? You tell her that you have to get up early in the morning, drop her off at her favorite restaurant. Let her buy herself breakfast. Believe me, when women eat hamburgers or pan-fried oysters at 2 in the morning, they're not going to kiss you with that mouth. Trust me. They're not. They're not. When a woman is hell-bent on eating late at night, she's filibustering, trying to get you from getting what you want. Leykis 101 students don't believe that women are friends. We may tell them they are our friends, but the reality is we're not your friends. We want you because you've got a vagina. That's why we want you. That's why we talk to you. That's why we listen to you. Every time we sit there going, "Is that so? Tell me all about it." It's because we're hoping if we sit there and say that enough, eventually you'll give us what we want. Don't kid yourselves, girls. We've got friends. We've got pals. We've got buddies. We've got people to hang out with, people to go to the game with, people to fish with. We got friends. We don't need you. We need you for one reason, and it's the reason you dread. And as long as you know this, girls, you can act appropriately with us. Why would you go on a date with us if you don't want to sleep with us? And now that you know that the guy from the IT department with the buck teeth and the pocket protector wants to have sex with you, do you really want to let him pay for dinner, knowing he's thinking about you naked? Isn't that creepy? Guess what? That's what he's doing. Leykis 101 students don't believe in getting married or having a serious relationship before 25. We don't give gifts. We don't give gifts. We don't send cards. We don't send flowers. We don't spend significant money on a woman until at least our first wedding anniversary, if we ever do get married. You understand? Leykis 101 students don't waste money on strippers. We don't waste money on any chicks, really. Chicks are attention whores and human ATMs. As we've said to you on the show many times, it's no accident that our Lord Jesus Christ designed the vagina to look like a purse. It's not an accident.
Amen.
All right. So you understand the basics of Leykis 101. Sometimes people have questions, refinements. Sometimes some of you want to get more specific. You want to learn how to go on a date and not get gouged, not waste money, not waste time. Not have to listen to some chick, blah, 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 blah. You just want to get laid, right, boys? You want to avoid serious commitment, avoid marriage. By the way, Leykis 101 students do not invite a chick to live with us unless we think we're going to marry them. And in that case, we are over 25, we've known them for a while, and they're not pregnant. We also don't believe in getting chicks pregnant before they are married to us. And in fact, in some cases, maybe we never want to get them pregnant. We take control of our own destiny. We use our own birth control. We use condoms, not to be socially responsible, not because we're afraid of AIDS. We use condoms because we don't want to knock up a chick and pay her for 18 years. We don't want to do it. So if you've got questions for your professor, if you disagree with your professor and you want to stimulate some lively classroom discussion here, now's the time.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800.
You're teaching these men how to behave badly.
That's
and
what women like.
They don't get good women.
They like men who behave badly.
No.
Oh,
they don't.
Yeah.
No.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Leykis 101. I am your professor, Anthony, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Anthony.
Tom, now I know you're an atheist. I know you're not religious. And for a long while, I was the same way, too. Until one day I got into my car. I was 19. By the way, let me get your story real quick. I was 19, no balls, just got married. And I happened to get into my car and flip into the radio station. I was listening to 97.1. I happened to hear you for the first time. Well, you're talking about young marriages and teens getting married and why they shouldn't do it. Well, about a week after, listening to you, of course, I finally grew a pair. So I went, got divorced. Wife claimed to be pregnant. Well, sadly it was. Took your advice. Threw a successful Hail Mary, by the way.
Congratulations.
It was beautiful. Now, the worst part about it was, though, I had a nice truck, I had some money in the bank, and I had some nice electronics. So I went, I took your advice. I heard you talking about attorneys. I went and talked to an attorney before I got my divorce. Kept her happy, of course. And I went, and she said to put everything, my attorney told me to put everything in my dad's name. So when her attorney came after all of my stuff, evidently, I owned nothing. So
love it.
I guess you could say the SOB got nothing out of me.
Love that.
And then my attorney signed, the contract to get divorced. It was pretty good. Couldn't claim spousal support. Couldn't claim anything. She got nothing out of the package. It was beautiful.
I love that.
And I want to say it's just thanks to you, Tom. You're
and
the father.
Are you getting banged on a regular basis now, Anthony?
Tom, let me tell you. I got divorced maybe about a week and a half ago. I just met this chick. She just turned 18 in February.
Oh.
She's 5'1", about 95 pounds, beautiful Hispanic woman. Tom, this is all because of you. I'm just waiting to get my certification in Leykis 101, so hopefully it'll be coming in the mail soon.
I love that, Anthony. I am very proud.
Tom, this is all because of you.
Now, Anthony, don't marry this one. You're 23.
Tom, marriage is not even in my vocabulary anymore.
Good for you.
It's not worth it.
I'm proud. What can I say, Anthony? I'm as proud as if you're my own son.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, Tom, can you take me out LAPD North Hollywood style?
And what would that be?
I guess Al Capone's.
Okay, a little machine gun action here. Here you go. 1-800-5800. That what? Bank of America parking lot style? I don't know. Katrina on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. There's a few things that I don't really agree with you about.
Such as?
Like what you were just talking about. For example, only spend $40 on a dinner when you're on a date with a woman.
At most.
And you expect her to not answer her cell phone while you're paying for this $40 dinner?
That's correct.
$40 isn't enough for me. I mean,
well, then
have
you're
my undivided attention.
Well, you know what? Then you're just a goddamn gold digger, and we would be right to skip right over you and move to the next.
But where are you going to buy a woman a $40 dinner?
Dear, the 9s and 10s have the lowest self-esteem there is. So clearly, you're not one of those.
I'm not what, a 9 or a 10?
Yes.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I don't.
I'm a very good-looking young woman.
Says you. On the phone, they're all good looking.
I'll come down to your studio and show you.
Now, you say you would, but you probably wouldn't.
Oh, I definitely would.
All right, well, you go right ahead and set that up.
But, and then, like, I don't understand, like,
You'll never show up.
You guys, your whole thing is about how you want a piece of ass, and that's all you want women for, but don't you want a hot piece of ass? Or you want
did you hear what I just said to you? The women
trash girl.
There, again, let me repeat to you. The 4s and 5s have very high self-esteem. The 9s and 10s have the lowest self-esteem. Because
I don't agree with that, because I could say, yeah, I think I'm a 9.
You think you are, but I think if you're that confident, you're probably not.
What do I have to do to prove it to you? Seriously.
What?
And then you say the whole thing about dating, single mothers. What about single fathers? Those are the worst to date.
No one said you should date single fathers. I'm just talking to the guys about dating single mothers. Don't do it. By the way, you can't impregnate a man. So, seeing a single father is not the same as seeing a single mother.
You have to deal with the baby's mamas.
Well, dear, we're not talking about falling in love here or marrying. We're talking about getting laid. Do you know the difference?
No, I do know the difference, but don't you want to get laid by a good-looking girl and not some, girl you can
again,
just take out
you're
for
not
$40
obviously
dinner?
like most women. You have a hearing defect, and I'll
because
repeat
you
again.
think 9 and 10s have low self-esteem.
They have low self-esteem. They are hard on themselves because they are perfection or they are near perfection. And so just the slightest little flaw sets them off, and they start worrying. You give a 9 or a 10 one of those little backhanded compliments like saying, you know, I really love a girl with meat on her bones. It don't ever change anything. You say things like that to a 9 or a 10, and they are yours. They freak. They're suddenly thrilled to have any attention from anyone because they're so hard on themselves. Dear, I've got years of experience in this area, believe me. And even if it wouldn't work with you,
there's no exception to the rule?
There's exceptions to every rule. But the fact that there are exceptions to the rule doesn't mean it's not a rule.
I don't know. Some
the
of the
exception
things that you say,
proves
it
the
just seems
rule.
like you're not attracting very high-class women.
Well,
you just
that's
want
what you
low-class. How are you going to attract a high-class woman?
We're looking for sex. We're not looking for a corporate wife here.
But you just want some trashy girl that's just going to, lay you?
We want 9s and 10s who'll lay us. That's what we want,
right,
and that's
but
what the
a lot
boys
of
are
9s
getting.
and 10s take good care of themselves, and they're very high-class
It doesn't mean they have high. Dear, we don't care about your profession. In fact, if you are a professional woman, you are no more than a booty call to us.
So you wouldn't want a woman that could take care of you?
No.
You would not?
No, I take care of myself. I don't need a woman taking care of me. Besides, I've rarely met a woman who makes more money than I do.
Well, you're an exception to the rule, like I said before. A lot of these guys calling you sound like they're just, jerks and don't make money. The most they could spend on a dinner was $40, and they're not going to... I just don't understand. I understand the whole thing. Okay, we just
I think
want
they should spend
sex.
zero myself.
Zero? How are you going to get, do you think, hot women want to go out with a guy that's not going to
Dear,
spend any
you would
money
be
on them?
amazed how many do.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From New York City, 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. See, I'm in New York. Leykis 101, I'm your professor. Let's say hello to Dennis on Leykis 101. Hello.
Professor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. You know the official greeting of the Tom Leykis Show, don't you?
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Dennis.
Say, man, I got myself in a little bit of a problem here. I hope you might have some advice for me.
All right.
My question is, say you make a mistake. You skipped a few of the Leykis 101 classes, and you establish a precedent by, spending lots of dough on a chick, and, it works to your advantage, great sex and all that, but when the money disappears, it seems like she wants to do the same thing. How can I bring it back to a respectable level?
I've always said you set the bar in the beginning.
There's no going back?
Nope. That's like getting on the friend list. You're not getting off the friend list. And once you've spent a lot of money, she expects it. Again, I will reference you that song by Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond. I hate the song, by the way, but you don't bring me flowers anymore. Why'd you ever bring her any goddamn flowers in the first place? She wouldn't be writing songs like that.
I realized the error in my ways. The first date we had was the suite at the Bellagio. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're dead. You're dead.
Damn it. That's no good.
You either keep spending or you're out.
Man, well, I'm going to quit spending regardless. But hopefully, maybe I'll make some kind of magic happen and I'll be able to keep her on deck.
Believe me, if you don't spend, they'll find other suckers who'll spend money on them and then not get any sex, and you'll get the sex.
Well, that's what I need to do then. Exactly. I'm running out of patience with this.
I don't, and money probably.
Yeah, well, that too. Our pockets aren't that deep.
Whose are?
Sounds like yours are, but you know what to do with your money, so you ain't got to worry about things like this.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think I have ever taken a chick to a suite at the Bellagio?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think I've ever paid to take a chick to a suite?
Well, if you did, you learned your lesson, and that's why you're on the air telling guys like me what's up.
In fact, when I have taken chicks to suites, usually the radio station in town has paid for the suite. Like I'm coming to town to do my show or something, and I have a really nice room.
Uh-huh.
But you think I paid for it? No.
So there's no advice you can offer. I mean, basically what you're telling me right now is drop that bitch.
You have to.
Oh, damn it.
But you see, you probably shouldn't have had her in the first place, because she sounds like a goddamn gold digger.
Yeah, well, I think if I had played my cards right from the beginning, I wouldn't be in this situation. But I was, I jumped the gun a little bit,
And when the minute you start setting that bar high, there's no bringing it back down.
Well, I'm a little
If you're a cheap bastard from the beginning, she'll accept that.
Damn it. Well, I'm disappointed, but I appreciate your time.
Because now try to reason this out. Now, when you want to take her to the Motel 6 up in Laughlin, instead of a suite at the Bellagio, she's going to say, "What? Don't you love me anymore? What about the good times we used to have? What are you doing now? Now you have very low regard for me. You used to take me out places. You used to do stuff with me, and now you don't."
Right.
The trick is never to let a chick ever think that she's going to have a life of lobster and champagne and hotel suites. The minute she thinks that, you're stuck. By the way, women are fascinated with, quote-unquote, how many times have we heard this phrase in connection with a divorce? Maintaining the lifestyle to which she has become accustomed.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is I'm trying to prevent her becoming too accustomed, but
You already did it. You did it.
Shoot.
You did it already. Never let them become accustomed to a particular lifestyle.
Well, I guess I just take this as a lesson, and I won't let it happen again.
That's what you have to do.
I'm going to pay more attention in class, too. I'll quit cutting Thursdays, man. I got to be there.
Now, hang on. Yeah, you got to quit cutting class. No doubt about that. Hang on a second, because we have an experienced individual on the line who knows what she's talking about. She actually once co-hosted 101 with me.
Okay.
Mary with an I. Now, Mary, you hear what Dennis is saying. What do you think?
Hi, Tom. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, man.
You got your little gold digger on your hands, and what you got to start doing, the first thing you have to do is ignore her. You have to set her up first. So like, not this weekend. You don't need to be taking any of her calls, first of all. So, like, next weekend, plan on taking her out Friday, but you have to call her Thursday and cancel because something came up just really quick. And then Tuesday, because she's going to be calling you all weekend and wondering why you canceled, she's going to be all pissed off. But trust me, Monday, Tuesday, she's going to call you back and just tell her, "Oh, you know what, something came up Friday, then one of my buddies called me and we flew to Vegas last minute." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to be like, serious, tell her what a good time you had. Anytime a guy tells me he went to Vegas with just his buddies, I automatically think if he had a good time, all they did was just get drunk and go to strip clubs. So trust me, by next Thursday, if you don't get some from her, then I don't know what's wrong with you. You have no game at all, and you need to get some.
I got game. It sounds like you're just
No, you don't.
way to
You
put
have
the reset button on this.
Trust me, sweetie, you have none. I've dated men with Leykis money before, and they've, you know what I mean? And they've done it to me. You know what I mean? That's why I can tell someone how to do it to someone else because it's been done to me. And I would do it to you, too, and I'd get away with it because you have no game at all.
Man,
And
you're killing me.
I'm sorry.
That's why you took her. That's why you took her to the suite at the Bellagio.
Yeah, exactly.
This is an isolated incident, though. You got to understand it's not the kind of thing I would normally do.
Let me tell you something. I've been with men with lots of money, and I've been with poor men. The first time I stayed at the Bellagio, I paid for it with a guy who made less money than the other two guys that I was giving some to. So there you go. That's how I know the stuff works. It doesn't work on all women, but this chick, the more of a gold digger she is, you know, she deserves to get treated like that, and you need to do her like that and stop accepting her calls and start hanging out with your friends. Even if you're sitting at home with ESPN, she doesn't need to know that. And then you need to dump her and get you a new one by the summertime. But you are killing me in the car listening to this. I'm like, oh, God, this guy has no game, and you sound too old to have no game, you know? So
how old do I sound?
You sound anything over 18 and not having any game is too old to be to be paying for Bellagio. You know, that's I mean, we got guys not going to the prom anymore, so you need to get with the program. Don't take her, and if she ain't giving us nothing, she's on, and you know you're getting used. You called in and held on, and you're calling the talk show to get advice. You're getting used, and, you know, and to be honest with you, she's probably not giving you none because it's not that good in bed, and don't go on her. Once you go on a girl, we know we got you. Do not go on her. Tell her she smelled, or, you know, or start going down and come right back up. And
the problem isn't that I'm not getting any, though. I just want to quit paying money for it. I'm getting more than I've ever gotten in my life. I'm tired of paying for it.
That is, so you don't even recognize the problem. You have more problems than you think. I'm not trying to clown you or put you on blast or on the radio or anything, but everybody's like totally laughing. I would just pass, I'm on the 91. I just passed 2 guys listening to Leykis, and everybody's laughing at you, dude, you know? So you got to get some game, and you have to set her up. And, you know, the one thing you got to do is just really get her ticked off, and she thinks she's hot, doing this hot thing, and then just have her think you went out there with your buddies, and then go out on a Friday night, and, you know, the Lakers are in the playoffs right now, so every time they're playing, do not accept her calls. You're hanging out with the same guys you went to Vegas with. The more she hates your friends, the more she's going to try to get attention from you, and that's the key. Just try to get her to get all the attention, so, and you'll get her.
Appreciate the advice, Mary.
All right, I love you, Tom.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate the call.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
You're so rageful.
I have never heard this word, by the way, rageful. But, all right, I'll assume your IQ is in the triple digits for the sake of argument.
You've never spoken to a psychotherapist.
You're a psychotherapist, or are you just a psycho?
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Leykis 101. I am your professor. It's Sandra on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Great.
Listen, I tend to agree with like what you say most of the time, but today I kind of will disagree with you because I think you're overgeneralizing just a little bit because not all women are out there to get men, and that's how you make it sound. There's a woman out there.
Oh, no, I don't believe that, and I've never said that. In fact, I think fat or homely women know better. They wouldn't even try.
No, but
I mean, that's like people love to say, well, you always say that all women are gold diggers. No, that's not true. I don't think the 3s, 4s, and 5s are gold diggers. They know better.
Okay, but let me tell you this.
They're the ones who are they're the ones who, you know, they've got full-time jobs, professions, careers. They've got the kitty cat stationery. They are the crazy old aunties who carry shopping bags. They're the spinsters. You know the ones.
Yes, yes, I do. But the things that...
Now, these are not gold diggers. What? They'd be crazy to try to be gold diggers.
They would be. But get this, though. If there's a woman out there who's a gold digger or a user or a skank or a whore, there is a man out there who made her that way. Because there is no woman on earth who is born evil. There is a man out there... We really don't care. No, but you have to...
I don't care how she became a skank or a whore or a bitch. I really don't care.
Yes, but it's a chain of reaction. There's a woman out there who's like a gold digger or a lady who uses men or anything like that. There's a man out there.
No, dear, I happen to believe that most gold diggers became gold diggers because their mothers were gold diggers and taught them how to be gold diggers at a very young age. In fact, I've seen this up close. No man made a woman a gold digger.
Okay, that is true, but men for some reason do tend to feed these egos. Why? Because a man doesn't necessarily feel whole unless he has like a dime at his face. He doesn't really. You think a man's going to go off with like the homely type to go show off the homely type to his friends? No, he wants that tall, skinny, gorgeous, blah blah blah. No matter how distasteful her personality is, just so he can like feel big to his friends or his buddies. And that's the way it is.
What does this have to do with what I'm saying here on the air?
Pardon?
What does anything you're saying have to do with anything I've said?
No, but I'm just like saying that in the sense where like I just don't think it's right to like put tell men not to date a woman if not to spend a certain amount of money on her or something like that. That's just not right.
Why not?
If he wants to spend anything, if he thinks that can get him into
it doesn't work, and you have to look at the cost-benefit analysis. By the way, if I'm spending $300 on dinner with a chick, I might as well spend it on a hooker, because then I know what I'm going to get at the end of the evening.
So if you like met this chick who was very beautiful, attractive, okay, the chance you may not sleep with her, but you liked her anyway, you wouldn't spend $300 on her.
No. Because the reason we go on a date is to get laid. That's why men go on dates. We're not interested in trying out new restaurants. We're not interested in putting on jackets or ties. We're not interested in hearing about your little life or your little opinions about things. We're out there to get laid. That's what we're doing.
Contrary to popular belief, men like to go out there and make a connection with another human being.
No, we don't.
Yes.
Not
Yes,
until we've seen you naked. Not until we've seen you naked. Once we've seen you naked, then we might decide we want to know more about you. But until we've had sex with you, we don't hear a word you say. Don't kid yourself. Don't be in denial about this.
I can guarantee you this. I mean, you could probably there are some women that you would like, some lady that you would lay an eye on, and you wouldn't care about seeing her naked because you would really, really want to get to know her.
No, I'll tell you what. The hotter she is, the more I want to see her naked.
Pardon?
The women that I would feel that way are homely.
So when you say homely, you mean unattractive?
Ugly.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
No.
I don't buy that for 1 minute.
Well, dear, don't be in denial about this. I'm telling you, every man out there feels the way I do.
I will tell you, no, I do not agree because I do men.
Except there are gay men. There are gay men, and there are men who don't know how to close the deal. But even they want you. They just don't know how to close the deal.
No. Because I know men come after me and they want to get to know me, even without getting into my pants.
Fine. You pick any man. Give me a name. We'll call him right now on the air, and I'll prove it.
Oh, honestly, I just don't want to burn anybody right now, but there are...
Oh, well, how would you burn them? You just ask them point blank. Do you have any interest in sleeping with me? Or I'll ask for you, and we'll get this out of the way right now. Yes. Obviously, if you're right, then imagine how bad you'll make me look on national radio.
No, I mean, I just don't want to release anybody's number or anything like that. Because
I'm not going to give it out on the air. We would have you give it to our producer off the air. We would call him off the air. Nobody would know the guy's last name or what his phone number is.
Okay.
We'll call any man of your choosing who has gone on a date with you, who you think has no interest in having sex with you.
They just wanted to get to know me.
All right,
I'm not saying,
fine. Any name. You know what? I don't even know the names of your friends. You give me the name of any man who's gone on a date with you. I don't care who he is.
I don't go out on many dates.
You don't? Why not?
I'm just not very responsive to men.
You never? So are you a What are you, a lesbian?
Unfortunately, I am a heterosexual, but I do get asked out at least propositions at least 7 to 8 times a day. But the thing is, I'm not responsive.
You're not responsive. Is that because you're a cold fish in bed?
Not necessarily.
If you ever get to bed.
Tom, I can promise you, I'm very, very passionate when I want to be. There are lots of things about me that.
But if you don't want to be, what good is that to any man?
I mean, I'm just feeling him out, trying to get to know him because a lot of men out there are no good. Like you said right now, a lot of men just want to get into my pants. So I mean, I'm pretty.
Any man who talks to you wants to get into your pants. Don't you know that?
Not all men want to get into my pants.
Again, gay men don't want to get into your pants. All the straight men who talk to you, chat you up, ask you out, every one of them, 100% of them, want to get into your pants.
I have male friends.
I just made an offer. They all want to nail you, too. And by the way, I just made an offer to call any man I don't care what number it is. I don't care what his name is. I will call any man you tell me to call, and I will ask him if he wants to have sex with you. And he will tell me yes. Now, that's a pretty amazing statement, don't you think? Pretty ballsy for me to make that prediction.
It is pretty.
That I'm going to dial a person at random that I don't know, and I've never seen him, and I'm taking you at your word that the guy is straight. Okay. We'll call him up, and we'll see if he wants to have sex with you.
Okay.
Hang on. She'll puss out, I think, during the break. I really think so.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
If they hurt me, I stop loving them.
There's no second chance forgiveness.
If someone took a knife and put it in my heart, and I survived, I could not come out of the hospital and say, I love you, man. I couldn't do it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Another Leykis 101 hour coming up here. Call 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Our email address here is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Or call our 24-hour-a-day comment line. The area code is 310. The number 842-9592.
The Tom Leykis Show.